Hello friends, till now we have discussed the differences between auditing versus bookkeeping, auditing versus accounting. Now let us go further into the discussion. So now let us see what are the advantages of this particular audit and auditing to the respective society and to the respective organization, to the stakeholders, to the government, like that. The first one is normally when you look at normally the advantage of audit to the organization. Now again, see the organization normally again is focused on normally see the knowing its financial position, knowing the authenticity of the transaction. So in such case normally again it tries and normally again it tries all the possibilities to see that normally the transactions are with less chance of errors and frauds. So there must be lesser chance of errors and frauds. Whatever is the fraud, that has to be identified and that should be again explored. Whatever is the error, that must be again seen, located, detected and taken out, completely washed out. That is more important. So first thing is there are less chance of frauds and errors, one purpose. Second purpose is documentation should be proper. Very important thing is documentation, because normally you see whether any bodies visit the organization, normally again they must get the complete transactional details of the organization. So in such case normally see this for the purpose of proper documentation, auditing is very important, because auditors normally verify the respective transactions date wise, day wise and then normally amount wise, party wise. So in such case normally see if the proper documentation is done in the same prescribed manner, at the time of audit there won't be any problem for the organization. Moreover, normally again there is no chance of missing out any transactions, or there is no chance for any hidden transaction, there is no chance for any kind of suspicious transactions. So that is one advantage. The next one is normally the employees of the organization remain alert. So alert employees. So which means that whenever there is a checking, whenever normally see there is a rumor saying that normally there is an auditors who are going to come and then they are going to maintain this, no, they are going to again verify the books of accounts, employee always remain alert. So entries of the day, that day will be recorded that day itself. Second thing is normally there is no possibility of errors, and then normally any employee will not think of cheating the organization for any kind of purposes. This one side. And normally it's moreover normally we can find that it saves excess investments. So auditing is very important, because any point of time normally organization will not make any kind of excess investment in purchasing the repeated stocks again and again. And then second thing is normally making investment in unproductive area, making investment in normally those areas where there is a less chance of profits, less chance of growth, less chance of money being invested. So in such case that is totally avoided when the auditing is taken into consideration. Next is normally we can find that any organization owners normally will remain satisfied after they get their books of accounts audited, because boldly they can face income tax officials, boldly they can face the government, boldly they can say that this what is our turnover and this what is normally the tax which has been paid by us. So in such case they remain satisfied with the total financial performance of their enterprise, one side. Then the transaction can also become normally the repeated transactions. The repeated transaction here means normally we find that the first thing is normally any kind of organization which is reputed will maintain its books of accounts right. Second thing is the reputation of the organization can remain or withstand normally again when the books are completely audited and normally again there is no unauthorized transactions or normally no illegal transaction found in the same. This is one side. So these two things are very important as far as normally reputation of the firm is concerned, one side. Now advantage to the shareholders and stakeholders. So first thing is normally again any shareholder or any stakeholder of the organization, what he expects is normally the transparency, complete transparency in the business, what is going on and then when it is going on, and then normally is what is the overall position of the enterprise. So that should be again totally identified by any persons there. Any person who refers the annual report of the company should know that normally again how much is the business done, what are their future plans, and then normally how much is the investment made for each and every sector of the enterprise. That is important. So there the transparency has to be maintained, complete openness. Okay. Second thing is proper share of profit. When any shareholder verifies the annual report of the organization, now again he will be able to know how much dividend is declared. So dividend declaration, one side. And second thing is how much amount of dividends or profit is available for distribution, and how much is genuinely authorized by the directors of the company. So this is also to be verified there. So this is possible when normally the proper auditing is made and proper annual report is given to the shareholders. Shareholders will come to know what is the dividend that they are going to get normally in the respective organization, whichever they have made the investment in the form of shares and debentures. And next one is to the government. So government will the major source of revenue to the government is in the form of tax. And normally we find that the government always believe in normally audited accounts before calculating the tax liability, income tax liability. So in such case, normally it is a source of revenue to the government there. So that's why normally we find that the genuine organization normally can always go for an auditing, and normally through auditing normally they will come to know what is the financial position through which they can calculate the tax liability and pay it to the government. Some of the organization even pay advance taxes to the government. This is there. And next one is timely submission of accounts. If the books of accounts are timely submitted, there is no botheration for the government at all. There is no need to go for a raid. There is no need to undertake an investigation. There is no need to suspect any organization. That is the benefit for the government. Next one is normally to the society. So in the case of society, normally an organization can also contribute a lot. It can inculcate best practices. Okay, first thing is normally as per the Government of India, the Government of India rules, normally it is told that 2% of the net profit earned should be spent for CSR activities. So in such case, normally this can inculcate best practices in the institution, like starting one normally non-profit organization or starting an education institution, contributing from some old age homes. So in such case, normally the better practices can be built. It may take some time, but definitely once it is done, it is clear that normally these practices can bring in a better name, fame and reputation for the enterprise. First thing. Second one is normally the society normally will have a huge trust on the organization. For example, Tatas, they have their own trust and it is known for ethics. One side. Birla Group, it is also known for it is having a trust on the trust and confidence in the public. It is known for its ethics. Reliance Group of Industries, no one will believe that Reliance will make loss today. So this is there. So these kind of trust will be developed normally when the books of accounts are properly audited and submitted before normally the public there. So this is one side. Next, limitations of the audit now again. So we find that normally auditing is not free from limitations. The following limitations are possible. First thing is, audit may be subject to bias when proper financial information is not submitted or not given to the auditors or audit assistants. One thing. So there is a possibility of bias. Second one is normally say audit, the information of the audit may be reliable only when you give the necessary information to them. Sometimes normally the people hide the information. People in the sense normally the organizations hide the certain financial information. They will not submit because normally to bring down the turnover, to bring down income tax liabilities, not to disclose income. So income disclosure there is a problem. So in such case normally these loopholes are observed when the books of accounts are audited. One side. Third thing is audit may consume a lot of time. Time consumption is more because all the transactions are verified according to the order in which it is undertaken. Fourth thing is normally we can find that the audit assistant and normally auditing practices, there must be a proper correlation. Only then normally auditing becomes right. If not, normally if the auditor's confidential information, if it's not been properly filled by the auditors, it can also, it will not serve the practices what it should be. Okay, so these things are there. So to sum up, normally again, see what we have studied is normally again, see the advantage of audit to the organization, to the shareholders, to the government and to the society, also including the limitations of the audit. Thank you very much.